bubblegum, and kick ass. All automotive.
Here's the party racer. Pounds you're gonna fly. And that is out of here, mister. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
What's up, Nerf Herders? This is Bootzilla.
This is Big Perm.
J-Bone.
Thank you very much for tuning in to the Nerf Herders podcast. So this is episode 12. We're going to talk about action movies and stuff. So this is going to be part of our Ramble On series that we're going to kind of do every now and then about stuff. And we're just going to kind of shoot the shit about a bunch of action stars and movies that we kind of grew up on and influenced, like what we love in movies today. So Big Perm's going to take the reins here.
Big Perm here. And this
Ho,
is
ho, ho.
Well, hello, motherfucker. So I
And
wanted
it
to
starts, dude. And it's fucking. We're never even a minute in, dude. It already starts, dude.
So I wanted to start off. So we're talking about action heroes and what really influenced us growing up. I, for one, kind of wanted to start off with going back to like the 1960s because for me, while I wasn't born yet, that for me was kind of the birth of the action hero. When I grew up, my dad showed me all of the old movies of the 60s and 70s based on what he grew up with. So, starting right off the bat, you have Steve McQueen, who really made his debut in Bullet, The Great Escape, Magnificent Seven. And what's cool about that is Magnificent Seven's actually getting a remake coming up soon.
Yep.
So
Yep.
It looks badass, so I'm excited for that.
It does, dude.
I've never seen the original, but when I saw the trailer for when we went to go see that horror movie we really recently saw.
Don't Breathe, yeah.
Don't Breathe. Yeah, it looks good with Denzel Washington and everything in there.
Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that they're bringing that movie back for sure. Another big one, Clint Eastwood, hands down, Good and the Bad, the Ugly. You can't go wrong with Clint Eastwood.
They consider it one of the best films, I think, of like all time.
It's definitely got the most like memorable score, I think. Like you just associate that wah 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 like with the Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
And laundry detergent commercials.
And then you got Sean Connery, who's famous for his role in James Bond, and the SNL skit where
And the games are gone.
yeah, I slept with your mother, Trebek.
Did you know a fun fact about Sean Connery? When he was doing Bond roles, I heard through this, when he was in a car riding scene, obviously it was all fake behind him. It was all like, whatever they did, movie magic.
The Seinfeld effect.
The Seinfeld effect. When he's driving the car, and he just wore the suit, he actually wore just boxers.
Really?
Yeah, like no pants.
That's funny.
It's weird. I don't know why. It's Sean Connery, I guess. So fuck
That's
it.
Hollywood for you, dude.
Yeah.
Hide your kids, man. Hide your kids. Like, it's, dude, John Wayne, too, right? So, like, spaghetti westerns and everything.
John Wayne, yeah.
Yeah.
John Wayne, arguably, dude, could be, like,
John
the
Wayne was a
man
big
who,
one.
like, started it all, you know?
He was kind of that first man's man, if you know what I mean. Like
He was, dude.
He's kind of like that. I don't give a shit. I am here, to kick ass. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of John Wayne as far as like other movies he's done, but he's done some good ones, man. I mean, his westerns, the spaghetti westerns, are memorable for sure. So you got to give him props. I guess moving right along though, you hit the 1970s with like Charlton Heston, famous Planet of the Apes, and one of my favorites, Omega Man.
Dude. God, I love Omega Man.
I haven't seen Omega Man. I don't think I've ever fucking seen Omega Man, dude.
All right, well that's our next.
That's a must,
That's
dude.
the next.
I saw the Will Smith bust.
Oh, that was crap.
And then
dude.
when
That movie was terrible.
Yeah.
well, at the time, because I was so just whatever. I just figured it was a new thing that they were doing, a new like IP, a whole new concept of a movie. And I think it was you. You're like, no, dude, this is like Omega Man. This is Omega Man, like a remake.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is Omega? I've heard of it. I've never seen it before.
Well, there's been so many interpretations of that story. I think there's like 5 or 6 different like movies that are their own take on that. According to, kind of the lore, I've never read the actual book, which is called I Am Legend, though. Apparently the Will Smith movie is the more closer take on what the book is like. But the movie sucked ass, dude. Like Omega Man with Charlton Heston was awesome.
So good, man. I mean, you want to see a suave dude, Charlton Heston. Oh, man, kicking ass, taking names, dude.
Roger Ebert gave it a 2 out of 4.
Well, Roger Ebert sucks, too.
Roger
so.
Ebert's no longer with us.
Yeah, so he can kiss my ass because
No, dude, movie's
the Omega Man was good, very good. But also in the 70s, and I mean his reign of kind of being on top of action, it didn't last long, but I think he made a huge impact for the future, which is Bruce Lee. Like Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
Just well known. Enter the Dragon, the dude who really brought that karate, kung fu, martial arts style into the mainstream.
Yeah.
The dude who sold out his country, dude.
And I mean, like,
The Game of Death. You ever seen The Game of Death?
I heard of it. I never seen it.
Oh man,
I've seen
Game of
clips
Death
of
is
it on
awesome.
YouTube.
This is after he died, and they filmed it's with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that basketball player, is a Hall of Famer, and he actually trained Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went to like, I think he was taught with like Chuck Norris. The guy's legit. He was like legit fucking guy, and I guess it was like after he died and stuff. So he had to like piece together like these weird parts. And just use like these stunt doubles, I think, or some shit like that. It was kind of like a like The Crow, it's like he died in the movie, and
Came
like
back.
kind of like make it work.
Right.
Dude,
Right.
Game of Death is awesome.
Yeah, I've
dude.
never seen it. I've seen like clips on YouTube from searching, but Bruce Lee, no doubt, has had a huge influence because, moving past Bruce Lee, that's when you really got into the more martial arts based action heroes.
Oh, dude, nobody's ever seen anything like that
you know,
before.
Oh, yeah.
you all of a
Like
sudden
insane choreographed stunts, man.
Mhm, exactly. I mean, granted, like before Bruce Lee, these action heroes didn't really do much action. It was more like their personality. You know what I mean? They were good with a gun. They had a good personality, but they didn't do anything in the way of like physical activity. You get Bruce Lee, man, comes right in, and he influences all these other people like Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know what I mean? So I
Like
think he.
the Star Trek where what's it? He throws the rock at the alien.
Oh, the big
and it's
laser
God,
thing.
dude.
He's like,
God, that was awful.
pulling that up.
Oh man, dude.
But
Just type in like what Star Trek.
enough
alien
of
fight?
this. Enough of this history
dude.
crap.
I'm
I
sure
don't
you
want
could
to
just look up dumb bullshit in a movie, and it'll be number one.
I don't want to spend too much time on this old stuff. I mean, I think really when it comes down to it, the 80s and the 90s ruled. That was
Yeah.
the time for action heroes, and
80s
and-
was huge, man, because I guess some of these people kind of like were pulling up in the 70s there too, man. But the 80s, that's when it was just like king crop, man.
Mm-hmm.
All these people just totally whooping ass, and so many great 80s films. It sucks, man. You don't get movies quite like that anymore. You're like the movies of the 80s that we grew up loving and all this stuff. You don't see those kinds of movies being the big box office push. Now it's kind of like a hidden gem that might be straight to DVD or something like that.
Yep.
And that's what was so special about Stranger Things, for sure, man. It was a total homage to all these great things that people grew up with and loved, and it's nice to see that getting some legit attention.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it definitely seems like Hollywood's trying to push that aside and trying
Oh,
to,
yeah.
it's like, man, this is there's no doubt that the stuff you're making now sucks, and I mean, it doesn't all suck, but people are just tired of the same old crap.
Exactly. I think like probably the best thing to come out of the 70s for me was Alien.
Dude.
Sigourney
Yeah.
Weaver. She really put herself out there with that role, and I think that just
And the
opened
rare
up
female
so
lead
much.
like that.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
to see a female totally take charge and be that character. The character of Ripley, man. And now we're going to get to see her totally reprise that role again, which is unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised after all these years that she's still, unlike Harrison Ford, where he wants nothing to do with Han Solo no more. I mean, yeah, obviously money talks, and obviously you got to kill a guy off in order to get him to reprise a role. But this chick, dude, is all about just wanting to do what she needs to do for like her role. You know, I think it's
Yeah,
really cool.
and I mean, you think
She
about like
embraces it.
Sigourney Weaver's history. She did the Alien franchise, and she kicked ass. And I love the evolution of her character. I love how she changed in each movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she goes from like that innocent person in the first one to more of this badass role in the second one, kind of taking on the alien queen at the end. Third one wasn't my favorite, but she still played the role of like that G.I. Jane very well.
Alien 3, dude, totally inferior to Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
But, dude, like, I kind of grew up on Alien 3, man, where it has a soft place. Dude, I have a soft place for Alien 3 because I kind of grew up with that movie. I totally recognize that it is not the best, but I kind of have a soft place in my heart for that movie.
It's like the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, dude. It's kind of Phantom Menace,
It's
man.
like
I'll
Phantom
take it
Menace,
for what
like,
it is, but
I'll-
it's not wowing me.
Yeah, I mean, I loved her in that movie. I think like she just kills it in every role she's in. I blame the movie's failures and shortcomings on things other than her. But I think it's awesome that she has such a genuine interest in sci-fi still to
Oh,
this
yeah.
day. Because you look at her, she was in Avatar. You know, she's gonna
Well, even her
reprise her
cameos,
role.
dude. Like the Cabin in the Woods little thing at the end was so cool.
Very cool.
Like
yeah.
that
Yeah.
her showing up at the end of that movie, it gave that scene so much more weight. You know what I mean? You know, you got the Cabin in the Woods is phenomenal, dude. Definitely one of the best horror comedies, whatever you want to call it, in a long time.
It's really
But
cool.
oh yeah, dude, cool concept and everything. And when she shows up at the end, it wasn't even so much of that holy shit, it's Sigourney Weaver. It was like, yes, now this scene is gonna be so much better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was so cool how she sold that. She just has that screen presence, man. There are not a lot of female, you know, actors out there that have the kind of screen presence that Sigourney Weaver can bring. And that's partly Hollywood's fault and stuff too, but you know, it can make whatever you want of it, but she kills it, dude.
She does, yeah, for sure. I mean, even in her small roles, her small roles in the Neil Blomkamp films, you know.
Oh, dude, yeah.
She was
Chappie.
She was in Chappie, and she's going to be in his upcoming Alien, you know, redo. I think it's even isn't like James Cameron on board with that movie fully, because it takes place where Aliens left off. So
I don't know if James Cameron has anything to do with it, unless he's going to maybe just be an executive producer on it or
Okay.
something. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much Blomkamp's movie.
yeah,
Um,
it's just so cool. That
but they're
she's
bringing a
coming
lot
to
back for that, dude.
Right.
Like,
Well,
they're-
the guy who played, who was the commander, played Kyle Reese in Terminator.
Yeah, I can't think of his name now.
God, I can't believe I can't think of that dude's name anyway. So cool that she's coming back for that, and I
I'll
think
look it up.
I think it's so cool that, you know, out of all these action heroes, you know, she really is the cream of the crop. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And it's like a lot of people don't recognize her for her role in those films. So
Michael Biehn.
Yeah, Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn. Yep, there we go. Good call. Anyway, so I mean, getting right into the 80s and the 90s, so many of these actors that bumped out in the 80s or shot up in the 80s transitioned to the 90s throughout their careers. And I mean, I think the biggest name out there is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, let's talk about Big Arnie, dude. I mean, he is action, dude. Like
yeah, he's
Arnold
a numero
Schwarzenegger
uno,
is
dude.
action.
Yeah, I remember. I never saw. I always remember this dude. This kid we went to school with, man. He's like, I remember I was renting horror movies all the time at Video Explosion uptown.
Yeah, dude.
And I never saw Predator, but I saw Terminator and all this stuff. I had no idea what Predator was. I didn't even know a name like that, a movie or name like that existed. So one kid was like, "Hey," because he was in horror movies too. Will Voss, remember Will Voss?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I remember Will.
He was like, "Hey, have you ever seen this movie called The Predator?" Or it's called Predator. I was like, "No, what is it?" He's like, "You have to see this movie." And we were kids, and I was like, "All right, you know what? Tell me." He's like, "I'm not gonna tell you. Just gotta see it." So I rented it, dude. And when I saw that Arnold was in it, I was like, "Holy shit, dude! I'm totally hooked. Like, I'm totally on board with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Like, I don't even care if this movie sucks. I'm so on board." And it was awesome. And like,
was.
it's so crazy,
Dude, that movie hooks you from the beginning, man.
Oh,
Like
man.
that sequence where they're in their helicopter and like you don't even need to develop these characters. Like just their body language alone shows you who these guys are. You know what I mean? Like you got like Jesse Ventura's character.
Real men, dude.
Fucking chewing the tobacco, and then he's just like,
Yeah, real
like this'll
men.
put, yeah, he's like, this'll make you a sexual tyrannosaurus, dude. I was like, oh, I must have said that like for a week straight in 8th grade when I
mean,
saw that movie. Dude.
I know we're talking about the 80s, but even throughout the 90s, he was still relevant until he started doing the political route. Then he like fell off the wagon, obviously. But I mean, even for somebody to go from like a 6-time Mr. Olympia to the 70s and like getting like Red Sonja, Conan the Barbarian and stuff. I mean, Conan sucks, dude. He had like 5 lines in that movie.
Yeah, and I think they were all.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so bad. Until you got what was that, like Conan the Destroyer, it was like Lamentation of the Women.
Yeah.
And all these like intellectual lines. But,
Lamentation of the women.
but I think it was after that. That's when Cameron fucking had him go Terminator route, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Terminator was definitely kind of like that breakout role for him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, his best movies, man, in my opinion, is Terminator 1 and 2 and Predator. And the main reason for that, for me, is those are the movies with Arnold where you're not watching Arnold. It's Arnold's so stereotypical, man. Like, it's all about the one-liners and the whole accent and everything. Every movie he's in, they totally take full advantage of that because that's his persona.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Terminator movies and Predator, I feel like you're not watching Arnold the gimmick. You're watching Arnold like in his prime, like giving the acting performances of his life, you know?
And I think those stories had so much in them that Arnold wasn't just like you said, a gimmick. He wasn't that cliche, that one-liner guy. Like, yeah, Predator had a ton of one-liners, but like you focus on the story.
Oh, yeah, the story's killer.
And I love that.
It's 2 movies.
It is.
It's kind of 2 movies,
Yeah.
The movie starts and you're just kind of like following this, this Vietnamese, total takedown and thing, and you're just like, all right, it's a war movie. And then it totally just flips you on your ass, and everything changes, man. It's just drop of a dime. The whole movie just shifts gears. It's so fucking awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Favorite Arnold movies? Let's do it.
Mine probably is Terminator 2, just because that was like, I think I saw Terminator 2 before I saw Terminator 1. I could be wrong. I don't know.
You can see Terminator 2 out of sequence. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah,
man.
I saw
you don't
T2
have to
before the
see
first
T1
one.
to see T2.
I showed Bernice Terminator. I was like, she hates action movies. And I was like, just watch it. You got to watch Terminator, She's like, all right. She actually liked Terminator 1 more because it's more of a love story than anything. And Terminator 2 has the one-liners, the James Cameron, more like Hollywood budget of action and stuff like that. But, man, I saw Terminator 2 so many times, dude, on VHS at home. Like, rewind, be kind, please rewind, dude. Fucking, I had a little thing, dude. You put the VHSs in and you just click them down, dude, and they rewind it for you while you're popping in a new movie.
I remember that.
So old school, but no, dude. Terminator 2, dude, fucking by far.
Terminator 2 is unreal, dude. Terminator 1, man, it's almost a horror movie, dude.
It almost
like
is.
Terminator
I
1 is
consider it
very
a horror
borderline
movie.
horror, just the way that it's shot and just the things that are at stake and everything. T2, it's a straight up hardcore action film with a very heavy story. And that's what I love about Terminator 2 so much. Dude, it's so hard between T2 and Predator, man. Like, they're neck and neck, man. But T2 might edge out Predator slightly just because of the effect it had on me as a kid and everything. But the thing that's so awesome about T2 and, stuff you don't see in a lot of movies these days. Everybody's got to make these giant, elaborate action films. It's got to be bigger than the next and everything.
Yeah.
That's what T2 was so cool, man. The stakes, the biggest stakes you could have, dude. The world is going to end. But it was on such a small scale, dude. Nothing big happening, super tight and confined. People going about everyday lives, and they just happen to see some guy chase a kid. It's like, oh, what the hell just happened there? Oh, just a cop must have got in trouble. But the stakes behind that, dude, that's great storytelling.
Yeah,
when
the
something that's simple, and you're like, holy shit, the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, the biggest explosion was probably, like, the cop car sequence or the semi-truck overturning at the end. You didn't have
semi-truck
these,
or, like, the helicopter.
You didn't have these massive
Where
sequences
the damn
where
gun is blowing them all.
Like,
to
you didn't have
smithereens.
these massive sequences like you do today where it's like a whole damn city's leveled.
Yeah,
I don't want to
exactly.
see that. I don't care about that. T2, and I'm going to say T2 is my favorite. Just because, like, when I look back at T2 and I watch it today, somehow, some way, James Cameron made that movie look better than any action movie that's come out since. Like, I don't care what movies come out since. That movie is shot, to me, better than anything since then.
Terminator 2 it's a perfect film, dude.
It is.
It tells time travel perfectly.
It does.
And it's such a hard thing to handle. I mean, what movies really did time travel good, dude? Back to the Future, Terminator 2. So probably the two movies that really nailed the time travel aspect.
It definitely keeps that practical effect aspect. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you look at Terminator 2, and it's all stunt sequences, like choreographed stunt sequences. Even that scene where Arnold picks up John Connor off of his motorbike and puts it on his motorcycle.
They're real. Yeah,
That's
they're
a real scene with real people.
Yeah.
It wasn't some crappy CGI.
I saw
effect.
that behind the scenes
know what I
too.
mean?
They had a tripod underneath where you couldn't see
Yeah.
it, but he literally like Arnold bodybuilder mode picked him up with one
Yeah.
hand. I was like, holy fuck!
It was
Yeah.
so cool. Like
Well,
the
look
only
at the
CGI in that movie
T-1000,
was
dude.
T-1000. That
Yeah, he
still
looked
looked
amazing,
good.
dude.
Looked really
Amazing.
good.
Oh, Patrick. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, T-1000. He looked fantastic. So for me, Terminator 2 for sure. Close second though, and it's kind of the underdog, is Commando. Just
Commando's
because
good.
that was my first Arnold film I saw,
Commando's awesome, dude.
and I just got hooked from the beginning,
Commando's
dude.
awesome.
And I'll be the first one to admit, man, when I saw that scene where they're fighting in the hotel room and he punches them through the door, and then the naked lady in the other side, I was like in sixth grade. I was like, oh my god, boobs, dude.
I felt the same way.
That
With
probably
horror
was
movies.
like the reason why I love that
when
film.
there were like a set of boobs on a horror movie when I was young. It's like, oh my god, I'm getting away with something.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like, better close my door.
Dude, that awesome steam, Bennett.
Yeah.
That's one of the best one-liners ever, dude. Yeah, Commando's just a total guy, dude. Like dirty ass nachos and beer night, man. Like,
It really is.
awesome movie, dude.
Nachos and beer.
So Total Recall.
Total Recall,
Awesome
man. Oh,
movie,
we
dude.
didn't even talk
God.
about Total Recall, dude.
Total Recall is good.
That's a good movie. man.
Recall.
Recall.
Dude, Total Recall is such a killer film, dude. That's another one, man, where I felt like Arnold. It wasn't. I mean, that was kind of a hybrid, I guess, of Arnold. Man, you got a lot of cliche Arnold stuff in there, but it was very much just Arnold. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Yeah.
It was the actor Arnold, not the gimmick Arnold in there.
I love the concept of that movie, and it really like reminded me a lot of Doom, like the video game. Just like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sequences in the tunnels with the mutants and stuff. It was really just a cool idea, you know? Like no one had ever
Yeah.
done anything like that. Like, hey, we've colonized Mars.
And they made it look
And-
good, dude.
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I love that movie too, man. But what about Sylvester Stallone? Because I mean, those like he and Arnold kind of were like Clash of the Titans in the '80s, dude.
Yeah, they were, man.
They swapped back and forth as far as like who's the top dog.
You know,
of
it's kind
action.
of crazy too is that his first Rambo movie, First Blood, actually was the only Rambo movie with the least amount of blood.
Yeah,
It's crazy if you think that's what
I don't even
Yeah.
consider First Blood like a hardcore action movie, man.
No,
it
but
was
it's
so
a
much
damn-
more
it's a damn
well.
good movie though.
It was more of
First
just like
Blood's unbelievable,
a
dude.
thriller, like
It's
escape
unbelievable, man.
survival
Yeah.
movie. I didn't think of it as like action. You know what I mean? Because like Rambo is a total like survivalist in that movie versus like part 2 and 3 where he's just like, all right, let's go to war. Like the first one is just
Yeah, 2 and
survival,
3 are
man.
very different
you
than
know,
the first
survive in
one.
the woods, get past the cops. Like such a good movie, but totally different feel. You know?
A little
Yeah.
bummer too that we had to wait to see Arnie and Stallone, dude, and like years later in Escape Plan.
Oh,
You know what I
God,
mean?
yeah.
Which the Escape Plan was fun for what it was and everything, but it's like, dude, you know how crazy it would have been to get those two in a movie in their prime together? There probably wasn't a budget for that kind of thing back then, dude. There was no
Yeah.
budget
Yeah.
for that.
I wonder. Yeah,
I
I
was
wonder if that's
gonna
the
say-
reason, man. I wonder if like
It had to have been.
I was gonna say egos, like just the '80s man ego of just I refuse to work with him. Like I'm not gonna work with him. I don't need him to help. You know, I'm my own fucking action star.
Yeah.
I'm
you
sure there was a
know?
lot of that, but see, if you remember in Last Action Hero, they actually like had a tease. You
Oh,
know,
that was funnier than hell, dude.
where Stallone was Arnold, dude. And
Come on, he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
he's the greatest action hero of our time. Are you kidding me? Like, I thought that was
so
really
funny,
funny,
dude.
dude.
He's like the bad guys are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been doing this, man. And yeah, you just point over there. The bad guys over there.
Son of a bitch.
Take off your glasses. I'm the Thin Man. Wow, wow.
It's
Last Action Hero, man. Like
Last Action Hero was fun.
that was a
man.
fun movie. It wasn't like top dollar, but it was fun, man. I enjoyed it for what it was, for sure.
But basically, all Stallone was known for was the Rambos. I mean, you got 82, 85, and 88. There you
Rambo,
go.
Rocky.
And then you got Rocky 4
1 through
and
4.
I think just 4. I think 5 was made in 90. I think with his son, the real son.
Yeah.
You know? I think that was
Yeah.
made in like 89 or I think it was 90. I want to say 90 or 91.
Well, the Rocky franchise, man. I mean, dude, if you really want to kind of like compare everything, dude, like Stallone is the one who wound up striking gold with the Rocky franchise over everybody, you know? Just even going all the way to Creed now, you know what I mean? This is like the 7th movie that we've seen, you know, Rocky Balboa in a film being portrayed by Sylvester Stallone. To think that, you know, when was the first Rocky? 75?
Yeah.
So all the way to Creed in 2015. I mean,
That's pretty wild.
that's a
that it
40-year
spanned that
span,
year.
dude.
Can you imagine being around in the 70s, dude? Like in your early mid-20s or something, you got Rocky, you got Jaws, and you got Star Wars right around the corner. Not to mention any like Exorcist. I'm sure it was right there. 70,
Exorcist is 75.
75 too. Can you imagine seeing all that shit? in one,
Wild, dude.
It'd be crazy.
Wild.
Those movies stood the test of time, dude.
Or Exorcist is 73, maybe. Sorry.
Yeah.
Moving on.
But
What was
yeah,
Phantasm?
man.
79.
Phantasm was 79, yeah. But I don't know what else. What else, you guys? I mean, out of the 80s and 90s,
I didn't
what really
really
pops out to you. You know,
I didn't really watch a whole lot of Chuck Norris. I mean, I did watch Walker, Texas Ranger, the actual TV show,
Oh, God,
when I was a
dude.
kid, and I actually was a fan of it.
on the USA Network, dude.
Hell yeah.
I remember that shit was before
Barrel,
Raw,
barrel,
dude.
when
Monday
they
Night
would-
Raw, you had to watch Walker, Texas Ranger
When
beforehand,
they would show him
dude.
with his belt buckle, dude, and the camera would zoom out, dude, and it was just like, there was a guy, and the fucking theme song would play. Man, it was awesome, dude.
The
'Cause
guy whose beard has a beard.
he would always do that roundhouse kick at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
fucking knocked the guy
Always
out.
beat the bad guy with a
Yeah.
roundhouse kick, dude.
Yeah. Walker,
what-
Texas Ranger. I don't know, man.
I always watch that show. It was really
I've watched it. I just...
It is. I wasn't into it.
That
The
was
only
kinda
reason
like-
I watched it because I had to watch the end to get the first part of Monday Night Raw. So
You guys ever seen The Rifleman?
no.
Super old school, dude. Really old show, dude. My dad.
Is it a black and white show?
It is.
About the dude who
yeah.
had like the.
Yep. And he had him and
con-
it's just like him and his son, dude.
Yeah, I remember.
It's
that.
a really good show, dude. My
I
dad
never
got
watched
me
the
turn
whole
on to
thing, but I
that.
remember
Did
that.
your dad watch Gunsmoke?
Gunsmoke, dude.
Probably, dude.
Gunsmoke.
My grandpa
Oh,
used to watch
I remember
Gunsmoke.
watching that shit when I was a kid.
My grandpa's
Gunsmoke's
like,
tight.
I want you to record Gunsmoke for me. I remember it's like, what is this garbage, dude?
Dude, it was so good.
But as far as Chuck Norris, no. Steven Seagal, hell to the yes. Even though my
In his prime.
my viewpoint on
Yeah.
Steven Seagal right now is like,
I think
I
he's
don't
a
know.
piece of shit right now. But
I really think so too. I think a lot of
Dude,
like,
he's
stuff
in the
he
same
says
boat as Nicolas Cage now, man. Just
He
like he'll
is.
put anything out there.
yeah.
just to make like $1,000.
Like, what was that stupid ass vampire film that he did, man? Like, somewhat recent, within the last decade.
Oh god.
Can't remember the name of that
shit.
stupid ass movie, dude.
He had the
But-
katanas.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole movie, dude. The whole movie. Every time they showed him, he was just walking somewhere. And then finally at the end, like, he has like a little moment, but he's always holding this damn katana. And it's almost like it was in his contract. It's like, you're going to put me in this movie. I'm going to hold the katana like a samurai would. Like,
I must save my career.
it's so stupid, dude. That movie was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm not a
sucked.
huge Steven Seagal fan.
Against
like,
the Dark.
Yes.
All I care about is Marked for Death and
God
Out for
dang
Justice, dude. Like his prime time movies where he actually was like a legitimate martial artist.
Marked for Death was the Jamaican one, right?
That was the Jamaican
That
one.
intro scene in that movie,
Yeah.
dude, is killer.
What
that
was the Out for Justice?
Out for
and
Justice
then
is
there's another one.
y'all know Johnny Lupo.
There's Johnny. Yeah, what you know? Why Richie did Johnny Lupo? Yeah, there's that one, and there's one more, dude. It's like Out for a Kill. Out for a Kill. If you ever seen Out for a Kill, dude, that's another one right around that time. And
Under
that's where
Siege.
Under Siege.
Under
yeah.
Siege is a cool movie, dude.
I
That whole birthday cake.
Out for a Kill, dude.
Get a little birthday cake.
What came out? Or no, not. Was it Out for a Kill? No, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize to people who are listening. Let me get my facts straight. There's one. Let me find it. Continue talking. I'll
All
find
right.
it.
Well, anyway, yeah, Steven Seagal, man. Like, the only thing that even like I cared about him recently was the Mad TV skit about him, dude.
Oh, dude,
What
Will
was his
Sasso
name? Yeah,
had
Will
him down
Sasso,
to a
dude.
T, dude.
Dude,
There's two of them. Above the Law and Hard to Kill.
Hard to kill.
Above the Law
Above the
is
Law. I remember Above the
88.
Law,
Was fucking
yeah.
awesome. Hard to Kill though. That's where he was a cop, right? And he comes home to his wife, and he's like he puts his kid to sleep, and his family. goes to try to make love to his wife, dude, and these guys come in and they kill his wife, and they almost kill him. He fought back, but they paralyzed him from like the neck down, and they thought he was dead because he found out like he was in a sting operation. He comes back, dude, and trains and like totally gets fucking mad revenge on these guys who killed
Didn't
him.
they remake that with
Awesome
Vin
movie.
Diesel?
I don't know.
I feel like they did, man. There's a Vin Diesel movie that is just exactly like that. But
Probably just a recycled damn plot.
yeah,
But hard to kill, dude. Great movie, dude.
Yeah, I
But,
remember that movie. That movie was pretty cool.
dude, what about Jean-Claude Van Damme? Man?
Don't even get me started,
Dude,
My
damn,
favorite,
dude.
my favorite martial arts movie,
There it is.
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport,
Dude, it is, man.
Sport.
It is. It is, dude.
I'm sorry to like Bruce Lee.
No, I
and
don't give
Jet
a shit,
Li,
dude.
But did you know that,
Jean-Claude Van Damme is on top, dude.
dude? I
Cream of
actually,
the crop.
for some reason, I got into this like stupid YouTube comment war about some guy saying like Seagal. I wrote this comment, dude, like a year ago about Seagal versus Van Damme. And I'm like, dude, Van Damme would take him. And this guy finally wrote back and he's like, Seagal would whoop his ass. I'm like, dude. And I had to like Wikipedia this shit because I knew I was right, but I wanted to make sure I was right. And I was right. I was like, dude, Van Damme had like a pro and amateur kickboxing record of like 91-2 or some crazy shit, dude. And like 44-4 with like pro level kickboxing before he got casted for Bloodsport. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so many people, too, man. There's, like, rumors. I guess they're probably squashed by now. But there was, like, that period there, man, where everybody was like, Van Damme's a fraud. Like, he's not a real martial artist, and he's just an actor and all this shit. It's like, dude, if you watch some of the videos of him, old videos, teaching people, like, you know, kickboxing and all. Dude, there's some scary videos, man, where he gets into, like, a kick stance, right? I mean, he is stiff as a board, dude, just balancing on one leg, almost doing straight splits with the other one, with the knee bent, and he's holding this pose, and he's like when you kick, you don't throw your whole leg. It's like you get a pop from the knee, pow, and he just flicks from the knee out, dude. Like the body does not move, and it's just like, it's insane, dude. It's insane.
I've seen
Wild,
some
dude.
of them where he was on TV and they put a bottle on his head. And he's like, yeah, I think I could do it. This is a little later. This is like mid-90s, late 90s, you know, when his career started declining. He's like, yeah, you know, he's like, oh, bam, dude. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, holy
Well, dude, he's in the best shape of everybody now, too,
yeah.
man. You know, Stallone's shredded, but he's definitely juicing. You know, Schwarzenegger's still in good shape and stuff. But as far as just physical physique and everything, dude, Van Damme still is in perfect shape.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Bloodsport for a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
Bloodsport.
I feel like I got some energy. I got to get out on this.
Bloodsport is like
What was the other one? Hard Target and Sudden Death.
Sudden
Sudden
Death
Death
is
was
the
awesome.
first
Is that the
Van
twins?
Damme movie.
That's the
I
hockey
saw.
movie.
It's the hockey movie.
Oh,
Blackhawks
yeah.
Takes his kid to
Blackhawks versus the Pittsburgh Penguins game, and the terrorists were going to blow up the stadium. And
I
he's like a
remember.
firefighter. That was the first Van Damme movie I ever saw, so that's kind of like my favorite, just because it's the first one.
Really?
Sudden Death is it's
First
good,
one I
dude.
ever saw. Yeah, I saw it on TV.
That one didn't really have a whole lot of like kicks and shit because he plays a firefighter,
Well,
right?
right. I mean, he's got his martial arts in there, but ultimately he gets like an Uzi or some shit and just like hauls ass with it.
They
But
almost sounded like it was like a. I know we got to talk about Bloodsport. Now that you're talking about it, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's like basically a ripoff of Die Hard.
Sudden Death. It's
yeah.
similar.
It's-
it's got its moments to it.
I mean,
but it's still its
like
own
the
thing.
terrorists like are gonna blow up the stadium, but it's, I guess, I mean,
It's like a Van Damme's version of Die Hard, dude.
It's
Kinda.
similar, dude. There's definitely some similarities, but
for sure.
all right, dude. Bloodsport. First of all,
God
dude,
dang.
there's just the score for this movie, man. It's one of those scores, dude, that like it tells the story of the movie almost better than the dialogue does. If you were just watching it and you heard the music, it's telling the whole story. That's all you need to do is listen to the music. It's such a beautiful score. It's got the daunting moments, you know, for certain scenes in the movie. It's got the energetic, like you've got that feeling of hope and faith, and let's kick some ass. The score is amazing, dude.
I think
is. It
I
is
think the best
amazing.
part of this movie was that they made Chun-Li like the ultimate bad guy.
He was a good villain
And
too.
And
he was good at it,
old
man.
in that movie. He was like in his 50s when he did that.
Really?
Well, yeah. Well, that's a guy that comes all the way back from Bruce Lee films and
Right.
shit too. You know.
That's right, from Enter the Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I thought it was so good, like how well they made him a bad guy, and he didn't even have that many lines, you know, like wearing
you go my
Jackson's like bandana on him
Yeah.
after he like beat him.
Dude, Ray Jackson, what an awesome
Yeah.
character, dude. I just I started like rewatching X-Files and everything too.
The originals? From
Yeah,
the
I've been
90s?
watching back from season 1 and stuff. Just, it's been a long time and everything. And Ray Jackson, dude, was like first season, episode 4, episode 5. He's this bartender, and I'm watching. I'm like, that looks like Ray Jackson. Holy shit, dude, that's Ray Jackson. He's in it for like a minute, dude. But he's the
way.
total stereotypical bartender at this, total biker dive type bar. But what
That's
an
pretty
awesome
cool.
character, man.
Yeah, great character. I actually remember him from Revenge of the Nerds. That was like the
Oh, yeah,
first
dude.
time I remember seeing him.
Revenge of the Nerds, Orgasmo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut your balls off
Yeah.
now.
Oh man, Chong Li, dude, that fucking
was-
body, man.
He was
ripped.
ripped. As fuck, dude.
He had like Brock Lesnar pecs, dude.
He
Yeah.
really did. He did have Brock Lesnar
His
pecs.
chest was gigantic, but
He was huge.
Ray Jackson, killer. I think the whole movie just ruled, man. Like,
Yeah, and so many different fighting styles too. That's what I
Yeah.
really liked. And it wasn't the camera work of the whole, we're zooming in and out real quick and shaking and cut, just to be lazy about putting together a scene to make it look like it's action.
Actually made them
You
fight.
watch that shit, yeah. And these were all real martial artists, dude. It was
I wonder, and I feel like Bloodsport really influenced every combat game that came after it, because when you look at Bloodsport and the way the
Street
camera
Fighter.
work was, you had
Yeah.
that 1v1 on each side of the screen.
that 2D platform type
yeah,
look.
yeah, and I think that it influenced like Mortal Kombat, Virtua Fighter, Street Fighter, shit like that. And what I loved about like what you said, they have all different combat styles. So you had the kickboxer versus the Muay Thai guy. You even had that little like
The
Chinese
sumo.
guy who was doing like the monkey shit where he's like
Oh, the monkey
flipping
man,
around,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So cool. Like, and they had like that one dude from like the Congo who was just like total guerrilla mode. Like, I thought it was really good and interesting how they brought those different fighting styles to a movie where you didn't see them before.
Oh, it's,
Oh, yeah.
No one had ever seen
like
anything
that one,
like
that one scene, dude. The one one African American guy looks at him there. He's giving him the stare down. He's like gives him that
Oh,
like
that Muay Thai fighter guy.
that he gives him that
and he
like
is ripped.
thumb across the neck, like I'm gonna kill you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, who did he? And he starts the fight, dude. And Van Damme just kaboom, dude, knocks him right out of the fucking ring.
Dude, that guy was like a shit brick house too, man. Like his muscles and stuff, dude. It's as if there was no skin. Like it was just the muscle. Just like,
Yeah, he
you
was
know?
so dry. But
nuts, man.
another fun fact too about that, Van Damme said that final fight scene with him and Chong Li, he said they did it in like 4 hours because they were so limited to time and budget that they did that final fight scene in like 4 hours with 2 cameras or some shit.
That's awesome.
And I was like, fuck. And because Van Damme was talking about how you don't see anybody really, like you were talking about, dude, like, or the quick cut edits just to make a lazy combat scene.
Oh, it was like,
he's
hey,
like-
zoom out, let's see it all.
That's what Van Damme was talking about. Like, you don't see any of that magic no more of like someone really really doing it,
Yeah.
And Van Damme doing all of his own stunts, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's so much better when you see the actor doing it. That's what I like about Jason Statham, man. Like Jason Statham, you know what I mean? He does a lot of his own stuff. And it's nice to see when the camera can show you the actor in the stunt.
Yep.
That's what I have so much respect for Tom Cruise, man. I didn't know that about Tom Cruise until probably, 3 or 4 years ago. But how much of his own stunts that he does, it's
you
crazy.
definitely get like a level of
those-
respect for someone like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at the latest Mission
Those
Impossible.
Mission Impossible movies,
He
man.
literally, dude, he was hanging off of I mean, that was real. He literally did that and hung off of a plane.
Yeah.
It's insane, and it doesn't matter, dude. Oh, we had safety harness, but who gives a shit, dude?
Let's
The
see
fact
you
that they
actually-
put a real
Yeah.
camera on him, and you're watching his ass take off in a plane, hanging on the outside of it. I don't care how safety harness he is. The camera's showing it. It's so cool.
Always something can go wrong, but still the fact of like, oh yeah, there's a safety harness on it, blah blah blah. It's like, let's see your ass go out there and do
Yeah.
it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see,
I
you
don't
doing
see
that.
any other multimillionaire like taking that chance.
Yeah,
you know
it's-
what I
it's
mean.
awesome,
no one
dude.
does. So I think that's my favorite part of a lot of these like 80s and 90s guys. So many of them just did their own stunts, and you saw it. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
to see it firsthand. Right there.
Because a lot of them looked one of a kind. You
Yeah.
know, like you didn't have a guy who looked like Arnold. You didn't have a guy who looked like Stallone or Van Damme. I mean, it's like they were made for the. You know what I mean? Like they had the gift. To
No,
Exactly.
absolutely.
pull it off.
Exactly.
What about Die Hard, dude? I mean, arguably like the quintessential action film.
Yeah.
Yeah, Die Hard is one of my top 5 or top 10 greatest movies ever.
I feel like Die Hard changed.
I would
the
co-sign
game,
that, dude. It's
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I think it's like one of the most well-written movies, and like how it just kind of flows. With the terrorists coming, the FBI, everybody, like the whole movie covers its tracks.
Yeah.
Argyle,
It's a
like,
very
like,
tight
hey,
script.
what's up, man? Like, and he's like, it's Argyle, baby. In the car, and
In the limo, dude.
yeah.
Hey, baby.
Up to the floor where it's getting under construction, and he putting on the shoes don't fit. So many like different things. That movie is like damn near like Terminator 2 is pretty much perfect. Like Die Hard is pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
The first Die Hard really made an impression on me because it was the first action movie that I'd ever seen where the hero is not invincible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very,
Yeah.
very vulnerable.
Like Arnold, Stallone, like Rambo 3, he's just like blowing away an
dude.
entire army, dude.
The entire Russian army at the end.
like
just standing there.
Commando, dude. At the end of the Commando, Arnold's the only person on this island against all these like guerrilla warfare dudes, and he kills them all, and he's like coming back, and the general gets off. Did you leave anything for us? Bodies. And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he killed everyone.
It's one. Yeah. It's like it's a fun movie. You enjoy it, but you really got to suspend.
Yeah.
Your disbelief.
I remember that.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And it's like Bruce Willis in this movie got
I
hurt
lied.
a lot. Like
He's
from the
limping.
very beginning
Yeah.
sequence, man, when he's like walking on glass, mess up his feet, tries to get shoes, they don't fit, and he sells that the whole movie. Like he cannot walk. He's getting beat up, battered, shot, stabbed, kicked, and the whole movie he deteriorates in his health. And it's so awesome to see that because it makes it more realistic.
Like he's going off of willpower, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's straight up willpower.
Exactly. Like
Because the man need to get his wife.
that's what it did it for me, man. I loved the movie, the script, the tightness of it, and how it covered its tracks. But like the fact that they made him vulnerable was like a big risk, because you don't want to show your hero as being weak, but they let it happen, and it
worked.
It
though.
worked really well.
I think they're saying too that the Nakatomi building in L.A., the actual real building, I could be wrong. I think it was actually in New York.
Really?
Yeah, it's a total
That's interesting.
flip flop opposite. It's crazy or something.
I've heard something. Something
Yeah.
along those lines. And the villain, dude, like Hans Gruber, the late great Alan Rickman.
Oh my god, such a good villain.
Awesome, dude.
Perfect
Yeah,
villain, dude.
perfect villain. Just
Another-
intelligent, dude, and just man.
I
dude.
love that movie, dude. I freaking
It's
love
so
that movie,
good.
dude.
Talking about this
Like,
now, just like shit,
oh,
man. It is
man.
a damn good movie.
I just love the twist in it, dude, because it's like they come off like these terrorists, like, we need you to release these people and this and that for our home country. And then in the reality, it's like, I only want to take your money and get the fuck out of here.
Listen to
like,
this.
We're total just bank robbers scamming
Yeah.
you guys, dude. Oh,
I
so cool.
just heard this like within 5 months ago, and I did not know this. I keep on whipping out these fun facts, but I keep on hearing them all the time. This is cool, though. The final scene, spoiler if you haven't seen it, but when he dies at the end and he's holding on to the watch, and he lets go of her watch.
Yeah, and
and
he
the Rolex that the guy gave her.
unhooks it.
And he unhooks it, and you see his face, and it's a slow-mo, and the music's going. They said that scene, when they were they were telling Alan Rickman, okay, this is how it's going to go, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, and I guess the drop, I don't want to say it was, obviously it's Hollywoodized, but they had a pretty significant drop to where Alan Rickman actually did that real scene. It wasn't a stunt. He did that real scene, and he must have fell somewhere, I don't know, maybe 20 feet or 30 feet or 10 feet or something, a significant height. But when they did it, they're like, we're going to give you to the count of 3, and when we go 3, we're going to say, we're going to undo the watch, you're going to fall. It's like, okay, cool. So they're like, all right, you ready? And, and 1, 2, and they did like 1, and he undid the watch. So when you see his face, that's
Like a total
that's
scare.
He's scared
Oh,
shit
to get
out of
that
him.
real reaction.
It's a
That's
real,
cool.
real scare face.
That's pretty cool. And
That's
he
what
had
they
to-
did when I got my lip pierced, man. They're like, we're gonna go to 3, 1. I was like, damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool though.
it was really cool when I found
It's
that
cool
out.
because it gives you that that added emotion or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was
But-
really sweet.
I want to talk about Kurt Russell because
We should talk about Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell is such a diverse action hero, and he's like the 80s version of John Wayne.
I could agree with that, dude. Kind of just the grizzly action hero, dude.
Yeah, like
The dirty, grizzled action hero, dude, who like bathed in chemicals and oil.
He is, man. Like, God, every role he's in. I mean, whether it's Solid Snake Plissken or Big Trouble in Little
Solid
China.
Snake Plissken.
Yeah, dude. Oh
Shout
man,
out to Kojima.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Kojima production.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Kurt Russell, man. Like, I mean, he's done it all, and everything he touches, I love. I've never disliked a movie he's been in.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
Big Trouble Little China in probably 20 years, dude.
I've never seen that movie
Really?
front to back. I've probably seen the whole movie, but
like
I've
in
never
clips.
sat down and like watched it beginning to end.
I love
before.
that movie,
it good?
dude. I love it. He plays Jack Russell or whatever, Jack something. But, oh, man, so cool because it just takes into account, like, all this ancient, like, Chinese folklore. And it's like a sci-fi fantasy movie, dude.
Folklore.
But, like, action-based. I don't know. It's hard to describe the movie, but it's so well done, and it's a weird movie to watch. But, like, it hooks you, I feel like.
Yeah,
And,
No,
I mean,
feel you, dude.
my favorite thing that he's done is Escape from New York.
Yeah, Escape from New York's a gem, dude.
God, such a damn good movie too. You know,
Oh, Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Old school though.
old school,
Old school,
but,
like
such a cool idea, and that's like John Carpenter all over it. But
Yeah, oh yeah.
such a cool idea to like say, hey, we've enclosed New York City as a giant prison, and it's almost like, damn, John Carpenter's like almost predicting the future because it's getting about there, dude.
no, I know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's feeling it.
You feel like
FEMA
we're-
Camp Ignite?
We're close to to that shit, dude.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
Escape from New York is a very cool movie, man. That's another one of those, dude. Just you got your badass action hero, dude, and he had his vulnerable moments in that movie and stuff too. You know,
Yeah.
The Thing.
The
You know,
Thing,
it's a
that's like-
horror film, but I mean, it's a man's
awesome, dude.
movie, dude. The Thing is so damn good, man.
Dude, he's got that big grizzly beard in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. He looks so fucking awesome.
Yeah, The Thing.
The Thing was so good.
Yeah, that's a movie. That is one of those movies everybody should see. Like it's one of those movies, dude. It's like, yeah, one of the best horror films ever. But aside from horror, it's like one of those best movies. You know what I mean? Like that's one of those could be top of list for multiple people. You know, there's not a lot of horror movies out there that can tackle that ground, dude. You know, just to name a couple off the top of my head, dude. The Exorcist, Halloween, Jaws, The Thing, Nightmare on Elm Street. You could probably throw in there movies that are just not just great horror films, but great films. You know, when you can transcend beyond your genre and be just a great movie outside of the genre that you're aiming for, like that's a true accomplishment.
I always say Alien was a horror movie, man. To me, that was a
Alien
horror
is
movie.
horror,
that
dude.
scared the shit out of me,
People that
dude.
want to call that sci-fi and stuff, dude, like I
don't
can't
buy
get
it,
behind
dude.
that, dude. It is a
I don't
fucking
buy it.
horror movie.
It's horror. That's what it was meant to be, man. Like the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream."
Yeah.
There was nothing that was supposed to be like sci-fi, quote unquote,
Except for the
about
fact that you're in
Except
space,
the fact
you
that
know?
you're in space. You know,
It's a straight up horror film,
was a
dude.
horror
You got a creature stalking, and now it's so different now because now everybody knows what the alien looks like, and it doesn't have that same effect if you see the movie now. But for us, right, growing up with it and stuff, even though it came out before we were born, but seeing that movie for the first time, not knowing what the creature looked like and all that, and getting that first experience when that first reveal comes and all that, it's terrifying, dude. But now it's everywhere. You know what everything looks like. So when you go to show people, like, hey, you got to go see Alien, they already know what shit is. So the anticipation's not there.
I like
let
the-
alone the attention span.
I like the fact that if you saw Alien in the movie in the theaters and you're like that guy who's like, man, why don't they just like fucking kill this thing, just stab it, just shoot it, whatever. You can't shoot in space, but just stab it, whatever. And then they reveal that acid blood. I thought that was a good way of like covering up their tracks too.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
dude.
did a good job on covering that basic, like, scientifically, like just from the beginning sequence where the face grabber is stuck on him and they're doing all those tests on it.
Dude,
God,
love
so
that.
cool, dude.
Because they don't mess with it, man. Because they want to take it off. They're like, no, like the dude became the host, man, you know? So it's like they're just letting this thing roll in the chest burster scene. It's like, what the hell's happening, dude? You know? What the hell's going on?
I kind of felt like that with Prometheus, too. I know it's an action movie, but Prometheus, I
Yes.
felt like that, too.
Dude, Prometheus
was so
is
good.
amazing, dude.
Real quick, Prometheus 2 is still, like, happening, right?
Alien
It's called
Covenant.
Alien Covenant.
And it is happening. It is coming out in 2018.
Yeah.
wait.
It's officially the prequel to Alien.
But they have
It's like
begun
to
filming.
bridge it. It's
They
like-
have started filming, which is awesome, dude. It's going to bridge Prometheus into Alien, which is... I can't wait for this, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely cannot wait.
Danny McBride got a role in this movie.
Danny McBride is
Get
in it, dude.
the hell out of here,
He
dude. Dude, he's probably like, I'm still living off Eastbound and Down. I'm gonna come back, dude.
Power, Robert!
He's definitely gonna be killed off. He's the comedic role.
Prometheus, dude. I gotta talk about Prometheus for like.
Hold
30
on, real quick.
seconds
So
here.
the Prometheus 2 actual name Prometheus 2 is not called Prometheus 2. It's called Alien Covenant.
Exactly, yeah. Which
Crazy.
is Ridley Scott coming back again, which I love. People need to go back and watch Prometheus. There's a lot of hate for that movie.
What about the one with Blomkamp stuff? Is
That's
that
taking place after
That's a
Aliens.
sequel to Aliens.
is that canon though?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And Ridley
It's-
Scott's like totally like, hey,
Ridley
do it,
Scott
roll.
didn't do Aliens though. That was James
I
Cameron.
know that's James Cameron, but I mean it's Ridley Scott's
It's his playground.
brainchild,
Right.
You know, so
Well, it's like Alien Covenant's going to bridge Prometheus and Alien, so it's kind of like that mid-ground, like a Rogue One kind of movie. And then you have Alien whatever, Blomkamp. It's going to just be like, hey, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection didn't happen.
Yeah, this is
We're
ignoring
starting
that.
off fresh from the Colonial Marine story.
sweet, dude. I gotta
Which
watch
I think is
Aliens again.
awesome because I fucking love
I want to watch Aliens,
Aliens.
again, dude.
It's so good.
It's going to
Like,
be made amazing, dude.
Back to
But
Prometheus, man. That
yeah.
movie is solid.
People need to go back and rewatch that movie. And this,
I agree.
yeah, Prometheus is a perfect example, dude. It is literally the quintessential perfect example of people needing to be spoon-fed everything and just showing how stupid audiences are these days. I'm just gonna flat out fucking say it. How stupid moviegoers are these days, and the attention spans.
Scotty got triggered, dude.
Yeah, I'm triggered, dude. You know, all these ADD, ADHD people, dude, who can't like sit the fuck down and watch a movie and appreciate it. Because here's all the complaints, right? Here's all the complaints. Oh, these people are doing stupid things. These are all stupid things they're doing. All right, but listen, right? If you're going to watch a movie and really allow yourself to get engulfed into it, put yourself in these people's shoes, right? These are scientists, dude, and biologists, and all these people that have lived for this chance to find life elsewhere, and they are on a mission to go find life. So when you see this shit, like, yeah, curiosity, dude, like, you're going to touch things. You're going to explore. It's just part of it.
And you have the technology. It's not like they made this technology to go out there, kind of like the movie Contact.
Right,
you know,
right.
That bullshit. It's like
Right.
they had the technology to do it. And
I
there they
don't.
go.
I don't understand how you can hate on Prometheus for them meddling with whatever they found. when
That's
it's
what
like,
they went out there
That's
for.
exactly, and that's exactly the same shit that happened in
It's the
Alien when
curiosity.
they all go out to the
Thank you.
mothership. Like
That's exactly
they go
what I
out
was just gonna
to
say, dude.
They go out to take a look at whatever this alien signal is. It's a distress signal. The whaling group tells them, "Hey, go check out this distress signal." It's the same fucking planet with the same fucking ship, and they go out there and they find the eggs, and they do things, and you don't see it, but it gets attached
Yeah.
to his face.
It's
like,
exactly what I was going to say, man, because it's the questioning, too, right? Everyone's like, oh, well, there's so many questions, and we didn't get all these answers we were promised, and we didn't get this, we didn't get this. That is what a good and Prometheus was way more on the science fiction side, right? So, like, horror, science fiction, whatever you want to say, but a good movie, dude, you want to have those questions with things, dude. Look at Alien, right? Alien is the same exact thing. What is this ship? Who is this giant being sitting behind this, thing? But they don't even touch base on it. You just see the camera pan by it. All these things, questions, unanswered. What's this? What's this? You learn in much, and you know as much as these characters know. That is great storytelling. It's the same thing with Prometheus. You know as much as they know. You learn as much as they know. They don't even scratch the surface of what's actually, had actually happened on that planet, And that's what's so good, dude. There should be questions. That creates discussions. That's good. That is good. Fuck, man, it drives me nuts, dude, when people hate on Prometheus for that stupid stuff. If you want to be spoon-fed all your movies, go watch a fucking Will Ferrell film then.
Yeah.
Dude, I did watch Prometheus. The first time I saw it, I was like, this movie's very weird. I like it, but it's very weird. I watched it a second time, and I watched people's take on it. And I was like, man, this movie is so good.
Dude,
it's so good.
It was
dude.
awesome.
People
and
bitch now; it'll be hailed as a classic in 20 years, and everybody that said they hated it now will be like, "I love this movie," just
Yeah.
because it's the general public consensus.
Yeah.
Now.
I tell you
Kiss
one
my
thing.
ass.
I tell you one thing, man. When that chick got like impregnated by that alien and goes into that chamber to like have the chamber like extract it from her, that was one of the most intense, like anxiety-driven scenes I've ever watched. I was like on the edge of my seat, grasping the arms of the chair.
Intense.
That was intense. Dude.
It was intense as fuck. And like it's so cool that they
How
like
crazy the
captured
machine
that, man.
worked so fast. It was-
Oh,
It's just,
yeah.
it's just so cool that they captured that. You know, something like that on film was so cool. And then you have like the sequences with the little like jars with the little like snake things coming out of them and
Oh,
things
I
like
loved
that.
it, dude.
I
They
mean,
had the black ooze and all that.
It was just cool. It was a cool
But what
idea.
is the black ooze?
Yeah. It's like,
What does
I
it do?
don't care. It was cool to
What does
look
it do?
at.
Why is it there?
And here's the thing.
Guess
is
what?
it's like,
Our characters don't know, so
Yeah.
why the fuck should we know?
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like if the answer to your question doesn't do anything to progress the story, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, speculate, dude. Let's have discussions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these movies.
I don't need to know what the black ooze is to tell me like what the next step in the story is going to be. It's there, and I'm assuming because they're in space and a whole other planet, it's not going to be the same as Earth. It's going to be different. There's going
That's
to be different
Ridley
shit.
Scott for you, man.
It's,
you know?
It happens.
Ridley
So,
Scott's dude, such a great storyteller. The man still has it, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still has it.
And that is why Alien Covenant, man, is going to be superb.
Yeah. So
And we got a new Predators movie coming, dude.
That's
like
right.
a legit new Predators.
Guess
movie.
who's making that movie? Shane Black and Fred Decker, dude.
Okay.
Shane Black, right? From the original Predator.
Yeah.
Did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Screenplay writer for the Lethal Weapon movies. Pretty much started Lethal Weapon. Worked with Fred Decker, dude, right? Monster Squad, Night of the Creeps. Oh my gosh, dude. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm interested to
This
see
is
how
called
that's going to
The
work
Predator,
out.
right?
Yep, the Predator.
That's cool though. Oh yeah. Well, you know, we've kind of gone over 80s and 90s like pretty well with a fine-tooth comb there. Since then, though,
Wesley Snipes a little bit.
yeah, you had Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man, and then he
And-
kind of
and Blade.
transitioned into like Blade. You know, Blade was
Yep.
like his thing.
He was a good martial artist. I liked his films.
I thought Blade was tight.
Not really much I can like cry home about, but if I watched it, I'll sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, I think the good thing with this stuff, man, is it's like you can always go back and revisit all these movies that we grew up on, and you know, there are movies that try to recapture some of that magic now and things that occur, but these movies are always going to be there for everybody, and you know, it kind of sucks because of how much everything's in your face now with the internet. You know, like it's, you know, we were saying, Alien, Predator. A lot of these movies and stuff now, like the reveals aren't as big as they were. Terminator 2, I don't think has the same effect for people today that it did back then because it's not that big explosive action film that everybody's accustomed to, and you know, it's a bummer in that respect, man. But the nice thing is, dude, is we grew up with these movies, dude, and like
Yeah.
we'll cherish these forever.
Definitely. And I think that's the biggest difference that I see with like the action movies of the 80s and 90s versus the action movies of today. How many movies since the year 2000 can you actually say that will be brought back to a theater in 20 years from now?
Yeah, like who's gonna really
You know?
stand the test of time these days?
Because these days it's like every week, oh man, they're going to reshow Terminator in theaters. They're going to reshow this in theaters. This is getting a special release. This is doing this. I can't say that about anything in the last 15 years.
The only person I can really say is The Rock, but even his movies,
He hasn't had. I don't think he's had like that special movie yet, dude. Like he's got movies that are good. The Rundown was fun. Walking Tall was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
he's
I don't
got-
think
then
he's
he's
got,
got, like,
that movie yet.
Hercules and San Andreas, and
Hercules was a pile of crap.
this.
Yeah,
He's on this Fast and Furious kick.
That's probably been his best stuff, dude. Like Fast 5 was awesome.
Good movies.
But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. I mean, there's so much more we could probably just dive into, but we're gonna wrap it up for now. Death Star. But check us out, guys. Facebook.com/NerfHerders Podcast, YouTube.com/NerfHerders Podcast. We are on iTunes and Spreaker, live every Wednesday at around 8 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, check everything out, leave us comments. What are your favorite action films that you all grew up with as kids and have influenced, the type of films that you want to see today? So, and what do you think are some of the best action films of recent times as well? We'd love to hear it all, guys. Again, I am Bootzilla.
Big Perm.
Live on.
Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Nerf Herders podcast. We'll see you all next week.
See you at the